So I didn't grow up in church. So I started going at the beginning of 2020. I'd had like a really rough kind of 18 months or so, and that had kind of first piqued my interest in Christianity, I guess. And it was the first time in my life I found myself actually thinking, could a God actually exist? And if so, why is all this stuff happening to me? I guess. And I'd tried the church in my local village at the time, but I think I was probably the only person under the age of 70, and that didn't require a Zimmer frame. And then as I was relaying this to somebody I knew, they told me that their neighbour actually ran a church, and it was pitched to me as like a cool people's church. So I started attending there, and I'm still there now.
I wish I had a more exciting answer than just growing up in a Christian household. I think like from about 13 to 17, that those sorts of ages were like my sort of contemplation period, if you will, where, you know, the bit where like everyone who grows up in a Christian household kind of goes through, where they think, oh, is this really for me? Do I actually believe all of this? It was about 13, 17 for me when various things started happening, and just kind of, it just started to make sense to me, everything that I've been taught, and I just stuck around.
I first started going to church when I was younger. I grew up going to church, but I kind of fell out of going at the end of secondary school, kind of exams. I just didn't really go back for a while. And then I came to uni and I found myself going on a church walking bus and trying out some churches, and it was amazing. I feel like definitely God was working there and with the people who I met and the churches that I went to. And yeah, since first year I've been going to church, and then I went to G2 from this year. And it's so encouraging to worship the same God and to hear other people say what they find amazing. It's just, it's a great place to be.
Jesus has made a prodigious difference in my life, I'd say. I have a tendency to get myself like quite overwhelmed at times. I can get really in my head, and I find it really difficult to kind of like self-regulate my emotions. And I just find it amazing that I can pray to Jesus about these things, and quite often it is just taken away and just replaced with this enormous sense of peace, which is like really weird and supernatural. And I know that I have no ability of doing that by myself or on my own, and it can only be Jesus. That's all I can equate it to. I find I just enjoy like the mundane and the everyday and just appreciate it so much more. It's like I have the same life, but a total different perspective on it is the best way I could describe it.
I've had a problem with grounding in the past, in the sense of like, never really knowing where to put my faith, I suppose. Never really knowing where to put myself, not knowing where to put what I believe, what I know. Mostly just being surrounded by so many different lifestyles and worldviews growing up. And, you know, having a weird sort of inclination to doubt. And I've also had a lot of problems with mental health, various episodes of depression, anxiety, imposter syndrome, things like that. And I think knowing Jesus and knowing that he's real and knowing what he did and knowing who he is, it gave me a sense of grounding. It gave me a sense of purpose.
I think recently I realised that Jesus just makes a massive difference in my life, and that I can't do it without him. And the things that I struggle with, the things that bring me down, if I try and cope by myself, it's just like, I cannot do it. But over Easter, I realised that God is so worthy and he loves me so much that he already has it. All I need to do is give it to him. And when I do that, everything's so much better. And when I can't do it by my strength, I can do it by his.
It's really funny. In all honesty, when I first started coming to G2, I used to do a bit of a double take before I'd walk in the building because I'd be like, oh gosh, no one can see me coming here. And I remember when I first bought a Bible, I'd kind of hold it and be like, oh, I actually own one of these things. Whereas now, I'm not embarrassed by it. I don't particularly care if people think it's weird or anything. And I just, I love talking about Jesus with my friends. Nothing excites me more. And I just want to invite all my friends and family and just it be a big celebration that we can just all enjoy together. And I can't deny that Jesus is real. I unequivocally believe that he's made such a profound difference in my life. And that's why I want to get baptised, ultimately.
I feel like I just need to publicly profess it. I think that I struggle to kind of I've been wanting to kind of, just give my everything to Jesus in my life and just kind of do my part essentially of my relationship with him. But I find it hard to do that when you just sort of ruminate on it for a long time, and it's more of a mental thing than something you actually put into practice. And I feel like I just wanted this kind of one moment of public proclamation saying, this is where I find my identity. I know that I'm loved by the creator of the universe, and I'm ready to take that with me for the rest of my life into the grave and beyond, obviously.
I'm getting baptised today because I want to show to myself that I can't do without him, and I'm gonna do it with him now, that this is it. I'm gonna give every single day to God, and also show to God that, that I need him. I want him to take my life, to show me the way, and to show that to my friends and family. Yeah.